Good morning. It's Tuesday, May 10th. My name is Chris. Buenas. And good morning on you. I'm looking for Jason J. Mighty Mellow Massive, 721. Tuesday, May 10th. Good morning. TaTuHa in the house. Mayor Louise Rivera of TaTuHa and Harmon joined us in the KUAM News link Zoom room from her nice chair there, Mayor. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today? Thank you for joining us.
Good.
Mayor, so there's a couple of big public hearings coming up. Can you just share with the audience, because I wanted to get the word out so that people can go and testify and be involved with this process.
Sure.
Oh, your audio is kind of weird, Mayor.
Okay.
Go ahead. Give me a 1, 2, 3.
1, 2.
Is your volume up all the way?
Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe just move a little bit closer to your device. At 7:23, guys, coming up, we're having people from GITA and GCC, and this is going to be about the child care certification program, as the governor has released another grant program, and I believe what it enables you to do is have people who watch your kids get the certification so that you can use these grant monies to compensate them, and we'll get the information on that coming up in our next interview. 7:23, again, Mayor Louise Rivera. How are we doing now, Mayor? Good morning. Good morning. We'll just work with it, Mayor. So just tell us a little bit more about these public hearings. Is it one or is there a couple coming up?
There's 2. There's a lot of applications that came in that need to be heard. And of course, in order for it to go before the Guam Land Use, the Municipal Planning Council of 20 has to have public hearing for that meeting. So that we have the 2 public hearings, goes to the Municipal Planning Council for a resolution, whether it's support or the application.
Yeah, Mayor, man. Sorry, Mayor. I really can't. You're just coming in and out. But basically, what the mayor just said was that before projects move on to the Guam Land Use Commission, they have to be approved by the TaTuHa MPC, right? And so there's several applications that are up for review in these next couple of public hearings.
Right. And, but I also want them to know that if the MPC approves it or is not satisfied with the application, if we're not in support of it, the final decision comes from the Guam Land.
Okay. Mayor, can you try turning down your volume? Is it all the way up? It sounds like it's all the way up, right?
Yeah, so now it's halfway.
There you go. See, that's much better. So when it's up all the way, it's sucking in all the sound of, and you're kind of a quiet speaker. So when you lower it down, we're getting test again, Mayor.
1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, sounds much better. Go ahead. Okay, so you're saying that even though the MPC doesn't approve these projects, the Guam Land Use Commission can?
Yes, that is correct. It can, and so we have a public hearing starting tomorrow at 4:00 p.m. And this is for 2 applications. One is for an application for zone change from commercial to from a CR to M1 for a workforce housing facility for temporary workers. This is located in Upper Tumon. It is formerly known as the Pagoda Inn Hotel and JK Guest House. And then the second application is for conditional use and height variance. It's for a 6-story, 20-unit multifamily units. And this is This is on East Agania, the old Smart Furniture building. If you're coming from Hagania, it's on the right side before that Thai restaurant. So right now it's an eyesore, but I've been in communication with the owner to continue to please maintain it and clear up vegetation that's there, and of course to keep it boarded up to prevent squatters from entering the building and continuing to trash the place. So their requests, and these are applications that have been in for for a while. So yeah, now it needs to be heard so it can go before the commission.
Yeah, Mayor, this project, so East Agotnia, you pass the mobile there, and then I think you pass like the old Sears, and is it that next building there before that Khartoum Thai restaurant?
Yes.
Okay. And so is this building going to go above the cliff line there, Mayor?
I know it's not supposed to go above the cliff line. I think they had lowered it down. Um, it's supposed to be 6 stories, so I don't know like the exact measurement of every floor. I do know that there's going to be underground parking. Many testimony have come in opposing it, and then we did also get many that came in support of it.
What are the people who are opposing it saying in their testimony, Mayor?
And, well, on the opposition side, it was of course about the cliff line and the hazard to what things that might happen to the cliff line and not make it like strong enough to for all the residents that are on top. So this is something that everyone has to review carefully, and of course look at all the information that comes from the agency review committee. And then also just to make sure that all the the environment is not impacted. It won't hurt the cliff, and also of course the business that's there, that they want to have there. Of course we all want the eyesore taken care of, so this is the whole plan of it. Everything looks beautiful, it looks good. So this is a tough decision that the MPC and commission have to make.
Mayor, you talked about squatters, right, and asking the owners of this structure to board it up. But is that a big problem? I mean, obviously it is, right? And TaTuHa?
It is a big problem all around, and a lot of the people that we're seeing out there, they're coming from all over the island. Different villages. I've approached many, to find out about their background and like who their families are, to see if there's ways they can work things out with their family, or to find out if they have applied for any type of assistance, to let them know what programs are out there, how they can be helped. So it continues to be a problem. There's some of them who just don't want to deal with their family. There's some that don't want to deal with paperwork. They love their freedom of being out and about, and we understand that, but we also are pleading to them to please respect others and their private properties.
Mayor, what's the status with I was down in Tumon last week, and so what's the status with the parking garage that was a big homeless encampment, and then there's a few other abandoned type structures in Tumon, like right by Churrasco. When you come up the hill there, on the left side, there's a building that's also abandoned that's got a bunch of trash, and I don't know if there's people squatting in there or if they're just staying there on behalf of the owner to keep an eye on it, but. Yeah, as we talk about tourism coming back, and we're starting to see some of these arrivals, What's your read on those types of situations in Tumon?
But we continue to work with Department of Land Management, to get to the property owners and the Department of Public Works, with all these abandoned buildings, for them to be notified that they're in violation, and also to let them know that if they're unaware that squatters are going into their property and trashing up the place, and to please do whatever they can to protect it, to secure it, so those nuisances come to a stop, because it's affecting the whole neighborhood, the surrounding businesses.
Yeah, yeah, Mayor. So what? So you mean to tell me that parking garage, the abandoned one in Tumon, that everybody made a lot of noise about? I remember even GVB President Uncle Carl, former Governor Gutierrez, had said he was going to go down there and take care of it once and for all. So you mean to tell me that there are still homeless people living in there?
They did fence it up. I've been in communication with the project, the new owner,
Mm.
and their designer, who's been tasked with making arrangements, to remove that building. And so, hopefully that happens real soon. Because I know that there is going to be an application in. What was great about this developer was they brought it to us. They came and met with our office as a courtesy
Mm.
to inform us of like what type of development they would like to have, and how they're going to help the community by clearing up that property, and tearing down that building.
Okay, Mayor, what do you think? I was driving around yesterday, and we were talking about just the homeless issue, right? Because it just so, I mean, everywhere you go, especially in Harmon, as I'm sure every intersection, I mean, it used to be every other intersection you had one person asking for money, right? And now it's like out here, you got someone on that island, you got someone on this island, you've got about four people per intersection, and then they rotate out and a new shift comes on. And so, I was going to get an oil change and talking with a coworker of mine about what is it with the homelessness, right? Because we're saying, gosh, we've Governor Lou, Lieutenant Governor Josh, they've rolled out these programs, they've used the federal monies, right? They had a shelter, but it just seems like it's worse. And so, in talking with my friend, it's kind of like the situation where you said earlier: do these people just want to be out on the street? And have we, done everything that we can as a community, as a government, to get them housed, to get them, employed, to get them out of that situation?
Well, I know that I am doing what I can. A lot of times I see them on the median. I would roll down my window and talk to them to please get off the median, because we know that it's not safe for them. A car might lose control, and it might injure them. And so even with that, I always ask them, "What are you collecting money for?" And to go and visit your mayor, go and visit your mayor and see what help you can get, because there are many programs out there. It's just what I like I said, what I'm seeing is their mentality. It's how they're thinking. They're free and out there, and maybe they're getting more in a quicker way. Collecting money out there, and it doesn't help. When people are actually giving it to them, and so that's why they continue to do that, because they're taking advantage of a lot of our good people who, and there's so many ways we can do fundraising. We can let them know what's available. Uh, you know, um, Even like with those that I encounter, trying to help them get a job, to earn their money so that they can buy the things that they need.
Yeah.
And, like whatever red tape they're having, trying to get black pants or shoes, or transportation
Or
to and from
IDs,
work.
right?
We do what we can to help them, give them that information. So when I hear like where they're from, it's sometimes it's so funny to me. I'm like, where are you from? Who's your mayor? And then they tell me you're my mayor. I said, then how come never came to see me? I'm here to help you because there's programs out there, and if I don't have the answer for them, I will do my best to try and get it. I'm very blessed with a lot of wonderful people that are willing to come out and sponsor. They help us. Let us know what's available, what jobs we can help them with. Even as far as just yard work. I mean, they don't have to have a degree or an ID and all that.
Mm, yeah,
If you can show initiative that you're willing to work to make honest money, then there's people that are willing to take you, and we need that all around. And I was so happy, when part of the mayor's council, when we requested for assistance with the grass cutting, especially like at the schools when they approved, they approved and allowed us to be able to hire contractors, so to just talk to these people about getting a business license for grass cutting and
mm, yeah,
maintenance work, so that they can go out there and we'll be able to pay them.
right. Yeah, Mayor. I mean, I did a bunch of interviews when this, not when this issue first happened, but kind of when it was really on the verge of exploding into what it is that we see today. And down in Agotnia and interviewing people who are at these intersections. I mean, there was a guy who was telling me, "Man, we make like $90 a day, $90 a day," and you compare that to what you would make, working for the man. And it's a simple math equation. These people who you say are taking advantage of us, but I think that it's in our culture to give, right? And I think for a lot of people, there are just certain people they're never going to give money to, who just look like they're on drugs, and you're not getting a dollar. But then there's other ones. There's a pregnant lady out here. There's other mothers. There's a guy who brings his little kids out here by McDonald's. He's out here asking for money, and he's got his daughter with him. And then some days, I mean, I'm assuming that's his daughter or his kid, and they're like elementary school age, right? So it's frustrating, it's tough, and it's everywhere. Um, yeah, and I mean, when you talk about the jobs, right? So people don't want to work now. Why? Well, because they were on the TaTuHa, and the TaTuHa pays way more than a minimum wage job, and so you have this disconnect. They call, and also there's that great resignation thing where people are just kind of like, with this pandemic, they're looking out and they're taking stock of their life and what's really worth it to do or not do, right? And they're coming to this decision where, okay, maybe I just do want to live out here on the street, you know what I mean? And do what I'm doing, because you're right. Some will say take advantage, some will say enabling, but others will say it's just in our culture, right? And that we see these people out here. Obviously, they're not in a good situation. We talk all day about the mental health issues. You're in Tamuning with Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center. Do you feel that they're doing enough to address these mental health issues? Because when I look at the staffing, they definitely have the personnel to do it, right? So are they doing it?
Well, I know that they have a lot of wonderful programs that they've reached out to us about having meeting in our community center, and so it's we have to just all continue to do what we can to care and let them be aware of these programs. And, I would plead out to family. I always tell them try to talk to your family members, see if you can get the support. But then some of them just say, no, no, nobody wants to help me. And that I tell them, well, that's why I'm here talking to you, because we want to help. And so, it's really just getting through to them. So, yes, I look out to Guam Behavior Health and other organizations to do to continue to do the good that they're doing, and don't give up. Don't give up. I mean, there's a lot of people that go out giving out food, bought food to members that are out there, and I really appreciate them doing that and sharing. Um, you know, uh, it's just I also tell them when you talk to them, tell them not to leave their trash all over, the ground, the park. Show them where the trash can is after you give them their meal, and tell them to enjoy it and point out where the trash receptacles are. So, again, education is very important. We need to do what we can to get, make them be aware of it
Yeah.
and let them know where help is being offered.
Mayor, I appreciate your time with us this morning.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Always great to have you on. I know we're just supposed to talk about these public hearings, but I know you deal with homelessness and these mental health issues going on, and I mean, especially in your villages. I got to say, like Tamuning, Tumon, Harmon, Hagatnya are probably when it comes to like homelessness and just people walking around at all hours of the day, whether they're up to no good or just going for a walk. It definitely happens a lot in TaTuHa and Hagatnya.
Well, and speaking of walking around, we do have many people walking around, especially now with the gas prices. They're tremendously high for many. And so I'd like to ask all the pet owners, all the dog lovers, animal lovers, out there to please, do what you can. If you own a pet, tie it up. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people out there that are feeding the animals, and I'm telling them, when you feed them, you own them. Please take responsibility. I really appreciate the people that have such a great heart that they go out and they take injured animals and have them fixed. And then, but why do they gotta set it back out again? Take it to your home and fence it up and take care of the dog. Don't put it out there again because it's chasing after children, terrifying them. It traumatizes these little kids that are going to and from the bus stop. It's really terrible, with that, with these stray animals. So please, animal lovers, do what you can to help us catch them and bring them to a wonderful home, wonderful family that will take care of them and not traumatize, people that are walking and enjoying the fresh air and sunshine. They're doing their recreational thing, exercising and stuff. So that's our plea out there to also get them to help us remove these stray animals from the streets.
Good call, Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Enjoy your day.
that's what the law says, right? If you feed it, you own it. Is that actually in the law? I need to check that.
Yes, it is.
Wow. There you go.
Thank you.
Think twice.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful
Thank you,
day.
Mayor. Yeah, think twice when you're scraping your leftovers out in the back. Whatever dog comes to eat that food, guess what? According to the mayor, that's your dog now. 7:44, quick break, and we're coming back. We've been talking about how to get this child care certification, and we'll tell you how to do that next right here on the link. It's Tuesday, May 10th.